Today I'm joined by Petra, who at 45 has walked a truly courageous fertility journey. For almost 10 years, she has been trying to conceive through IVF, through loss, and now naturally. And what really shone through is that she still carries hope and an inner calling. So to begin, could you share with us, Petra, where you are right now in your journey and what has brought you to speaking about it publicly?
Well, as you said, I have been trying to conceive for, it seems like, for half of my life, and actually it has been some 8, 9, or 10 years. And I'm very happy and very grateful that I have a daughter. Her name is Rita, and she was conceived through IVF. And we were always, we thought that we were one and done, but some 3, 4, 5, 6 months after she was born, I was like, oh, wait a minute, I need more babies. And so we tried several IVFs after Rita came, but they were actually much more stressful than the IVFs we did before we succeeded. I believe that there are two kinds of people: people who have fertility struggles, and then there are people who don't have them. And if you have fertility struggles, I really believed that there is nothing you can do. It is how it is. You just have to try. But I was completely, I had this traditional medicine approach, and I really believed I'm broken, that my husband and I, that we were broken. And maybe this is my motivation to share my story, because maybe my story could inspire somebody to jump over this part that's very difficult, this part where you believe that you are not good enough and that there is nothing that you can do. And I started doing, I found some fertility coaches, and then I started doing some mind, body, and soul work. And then this changed, and I actually conceived naturally 2 times, but the pregnancies were not successful. And the last one was almost a year ago, and it was a very, very, very difficult time for us. And I thought that, okay, now I'm done, no more hope, but hope still lives. Even I was surprised how hope is very courageous. And actually, I'm now at a very, very good point that I finally started to believe myself. And I know that I don't want any more supplements. I don't want any more procedures. I just want myself, my husband, and my hope. And I think that there's still a good possibility that we can have a miracle.
Thank you for sharing that. I love like how your journey, it's like it really ran that full arc of, really wanting to try. You had your first child, and then the calling for the second one, for another one came in, and then you did kind of the more traditional, conventional methods, and obviously not responding to it. And it also kind of broke you a little bit down mentally. And then you did the work, the internal work, and really kudos to you for doing that, for recognizing how important that is. For me, that's kind of one of the messages that I want to get out there, that it's not just about the external solutions. People have to turn inward into strengthening the foundation, because the internal environment is the foundation for which the external strategies will lay on. Without that strong internal foundation, it's very difficult for the external strategies, whether it's IVF or whatever it is that people try. It's typically the fertility treatments, or even trying naturally. It's very difficult for it to work because the foundation is so shaky. And then so you did it with coaching, with your inner work, with the commitment to yourself, to honor yourself, because that takes a lot. You did that. And now you've come to this place where it sounds like you're just in a really beautiful space of where you're holding your desire lightly, You still want it, but it's not a grasping. It's not a needy. It's just it's a light hold. And I really love that space that you're in right now. That's what I'm taking away from what you shared. So thank you for sharing that. In your application,
Okay.
you wrote that your biggest question is, how do I completely trust my inner voice and longing against all odds? And how do I know that voice is real? And so, can you tell me more about how those questions show up for you?
It's a feeling. Sometimes I have this, I would say it's a rush of positivity, and that is saying everything will be okay. There's still hope for you. And then usually when I get my hopes high, then I get hit by a very negative voice. And what I have noticed is that the negative voice is very loud when I'm very positive, if you get me what I want to say.
Mhm. Yeah. So you actually touched on, you actually used almost exact words that I was going to use, which is the very loud part. So the very fact that this longing has stayed with you through 9 years, 10 years of this emotional roller coaster of the challenges, it means that it's not just wishful thinking. So one
Mhm.
thing that I've learned is that not every inner voice is the same. And you already mentioned that. There's what I call the soul voice, where it's coming from the soul. It's coming from the heart. It's coming from the bigger heart. And it's coming from your intuition. So we'll just call that the soul voice. This one is
Mhm.
gentle. It's steady. It doesn't demand or pressure. It's the feeling of someone holding my hand, inviting me to walk with them. That's the sense that I get when I'm listening to my soul voice. One very important characteristic about the soul voice is that it's consistent. It doesn't change its messaging. It says the same thing pretty
Mhm.
much over and over again, which is basically one of encouragement. And the soul voice also carries a sense of peace with it. So those are
Yeah.
what are the characteristics of that true inner voice, that soul voice. And then there's the mind voice, what you call the negative voice, which most people can identify pretty quickly, right? So it's negative, obviously. The other thing that you said is it's very loud. It's very loud.
Mhm.
It's very bossy. It's very,
And aggressive. Yeah.
yes, very aggressive. And it says things like, you should be doing this. You're running out of time. Or why haven't you figured this out yet? And I actually call it a bully because that's the easiest way that I can describe it and explain how it feels, how it feels. It's like you're being bullied because oftentimes I tell clients to think about these inner voices as people kind of residing in your head. Create this kind of visualization of what does this voice look like if it was a person. And to me, this mind voice is a bully that's like standing over you,
Mhm.
trying to beat you down. And so, what
Yeah.
I've noticed in myself personally and in clients is that the mind voice gaslights you. It makes you doubt what you already know to be true in your heart. And what it does is it invalidates your feelings and your inner wisdom. So, for example, if you were feeling calm and centered in a good mental space, how would your body feel if you were imagining your baby, your vision?
It would feel light, and it would feel uh, safe, and it would be how you say, high vibrating. I would feel vibration with this positive voice. I feel it. It's like deep inner knowing. It's very supportive. It's very calming. And when I really believe that voice, then I don't have doubts, and I feel, I would say, complete.
Mm,
Yeah.
good, good. So your body feels at peace.
Mm,
It's just
yeah.
a feel good experience, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then, okay, then what's going to happen usually is you're going to be in that space and then your mind's going to cut in. And so when your
Hmm.
mind cuts in, what happens? What does it say?
It usually is very bossy and very loud, and I always imagine the voice. It's not a woman's voice; it's a male voice, and it's very authoritative. I don't know, but it's like it almost makes fun of me and my wishes.
Oh, like, so maybe stuff like that's just wishful thinking.
Yeah,
Accept
yeah, 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 yeah.
reality. Stop being naive. Look at the facts and the statistics, right? That's the type of stuff that that mind voice will come up with. Where, and the thing is, one moment it tells you to push harder, like you got to do more. And then the next it's telling you to give up completely. So it twists
Mm-hmm.
your reality until you don't trust yourself anymore. Another
That's right.
thing, yeah, another thing the mind voice is an expert at is it confuses you by flipping between extremes. So again, it goes back to one
Mm-hmm,
day it
mm-hmm,
says you
mm-hmm.
should try harder, and then the next it's going to be, well, you should give up already. And so that back and forth leaves a person feeling paralyzed and just constantly questioning themselves.
Yeah, that's good expression. Sometimes when I hear this voice, then I feel paralyzed because it's very aggressive and it takes courage and it takes effort and it takes time to believe the inner knowing voice. And this
Right.
one is very, um, I almost like 80% of time I buy this negative voice stuff.
Yeah. So just to, highlight, the inner voice will gaslight you the way a toxic partner might, right? It twists
Yeah,
reality, it twists your reality, it
yeah.
undermines your trust in yourself, and it erodes your confidence.
Mm,
So
yeah.
by contrast, that inner voice, the soul voice, it never gaslights ever. It doesn't argue, it doesn't demand, it's very gentle. Again, I said it
Mm-hmm.
before, it's very consistent in what it says. And it has more of an invitational feel to it. Hey, what do you think about doing this? It doesn't demand,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's
Yeah.
like that steady hand that's extended in love, that's extended with patience, with just unconditional love. Like, I'll be here for you, whatever you decide. It's okay, whatever you decide. I'm still going to be here for you. That's the feeling that the soul voice will generate. And a key characteristic of the soul voice, again, is it's consistent. It doesn't change positions based on your mood. So it's just going to
Mm-hmm.
whisper, keep going. I'm here. This matters. This is important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I trust you. Trust me. And that's how you know it's the truth, because it's going to leave you with more clarity, not less, which is what the mind
Mm-hmm.
voice, right?
Is it okay if we say that the positive voice is actually full of support and love,
Mhm.
while the negative one is full, for me personally, and that was the expression I was looking for, it's full of fear. It
Yeah.
just wants to,
Yeah.
it, it's like the voice wants me to not feel okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, the way that I boil it down to is the mind voice is fear based and the soul
Mm-hmm.
voice is love based. That's the easiest way to feel the
Mm-hmm.
distinction, right? Can I share a little practice with you that helps you really feel the difference between the mind voice and the soul voice? Because we're going to put them together and then you'll see the side by side. We can do that together right now. This is also for the viewers who aren't as familiar with, being able to distinguish between the two, to do along with us as well, because you really have to experience the difference. Like, we can talk about it all day long, but you have
Yeah.
to really feel it in your body to know the difference. And it's just going to take a couple minutes to do. So if it's okay with you,
Okay.
Petra, all right.
It
So
is,
close
yeah.
your eyes for a moment and put one hand on your heart and one on your womb. I love to use that just to physically anchor yourself in your body. It's just reminders to bring yourself in your body. And then take a slow breath in and let your body soften. Now I want you to imagine a fear that comes up for you. For many women, it's something like, I'm too old, maybe it's already too late for me. So just choose something for this moment and let that thought land for a few seconds in your body
Mm-hmm.
and just notice how it feels in your body. How does your
It does
body
not feel
respond?
Like I want to get away. It does not feel calm at all. It's frightening me.
Okay. Does it bring tension in your chest, tightness in your belly? Like what physical
Mm-hmm.
symptoms do you feel?
Tightness in my belly.
Okay,
It's like
tightness in the belly.
yeah, and my whole body is like stiffened.
Okay, great. Okay. Keep your eyes closed just for another minute. So that's the mind voice where it pushes, it makes you question yourself, and then this creates tension in your body. So for you, it manifested as tightness in your belly, right? Now take another breath, and then on your exhale, release that thought. Let it go. And then when you're ready, this time imagine a different thought. Your timing is sacred. You're exactly where you're meant to be. This calling in your heart is real. And notice how that feels. How does your body respond to this?
My body feels, I would say, normal, and it's relaxed, and um, I'm not frightened.
Good. Yeah. So your body will soften with that voice, right?
Mm,
Because that voice doesn't argue with you. It simply holds you steady in love. That's what its
mm,
job is. It's to love you, regardless of what decision that you make. Because no decision that you make is wrong unless you make it, unless your mind makes it wrong. But no
mm-hmm.
decision in and of itself is wrong. Okay. So this is how you can start to tell the difference. You can just very simply ask yourself gently, is this voice coming from fear or from love? And you'll know which it is
Mm-hmm.
by noticing how the voice lands in your body, right? Feel fears tight, urgent, heavy, contractive. The soul voice feels steady, gentle, expansive. And so this practice will help you know, is it the anxious mind rooted in fear speaking, or is it your deeper truth rooted in love and possibility? And then when you're ready, you can come back out. So when you hear all this and
Yeah,
having done that practice, what gives you hope right now?
yeah. Mm, I'm feeling more comfortable when I know that I have that certain tools that I can beat the negative, and I can show who's in charge. Because I was in your Believe to Conceive program, and we were talking about something like this. And even before this interview, I knew that the negative voice usually comes with fear. But when you get suddenly hit by this voice, then it's very hard to stay calm and to really notice the difference between reality, between your
Yeah.
soul, or yeah.
Yeah. So the practice of it is so that when you are flooded with it in the moment, you become more practiced, more expert at being able to tell the difference between a fear voice
Mhm.
and the love voice, between the soul inner voice and the mind voice. And it just comes with practice. Like you practice with, this is
Mhm.
what I tell people, don't practice, don't just practice on the fertility stuff. Practice on other stuff that's not so emotionally charged, on the
Yeah.
smaller things. And this is how you build that muscle of being able to identify. And this way you can switch back and forth. Okay, I recognize it. I don't have to get involved in the story that mind voice is creating. I can just watch it and observe it, but don't jump in and get on that train and just go run off, roll away somewhere that you can't get back. And so that's the practice, is to be able to identify and then just sit back and lean back and say, okay, I get it. I understand where it's coming from. I don't have to get engaged in it. And that's the practice. And it just comes with time.
Yeah, that was actually, that was very useful. Now I'm going to use this expression. Okay, I'm not jumping on that train.
Yeah, so I like to use visuals because it helps, right? It's like when you jump on that train, it's like this runaway train and you just can't get hold of it. It won't stop and it just goes all over the place and you don't have no idea where it
Yeah,
lands.
it's a fast train and it takes you from
Yeah,
your home station to the
yeah,
fear station in few seconds.
yeah, yeah. So hopefully that visual will help. Well, Petra,
Yeah,
thank you
it
so
will.
much for your honesty and your courage for being here. I know that your story is going to touch so many women who have wondered the same thing, which is my longing real? And so, to those of you watching, if you've ever questioned the voice inside your heart, know this: your longing is not a mistake. The voice of your soul really deserves to be honored. And that's why I created the Heart Portal Foundation Circle. It's the place where women receive the guidance and practices to trust their inner voice and to hold both the doubt and the hope and to walk this path with clarity and support. And if this resonates, you'll find the link in the description below. And if you'd like to be considered to have your own question explored in one of these conversations, there's also a link to a short application form, and I would love to hear from you. Thank you for being here, Petra. And remember, your timing is sacred. You're not behind. You're exactly where you're meant to be.